Hey guys, welcome back. So the Snapdragon 865 is out and companies have started, launching their premium smartphones. And Realme, they have already launched their latest premium phone, the X50 Pro. And here I have in the rust red color, got some different name. Now I'm using this phone from almost a week now. So let me share you what I thought about this phone, what are the pros and cons, because every time the flagship phones are coming, they bring new feature and indirectly the prices also been increased. So let's start with the design front of the Realme X50 Pro. So here is your phone and they are naming it as a rust red, and I guess it looks like a rusty material too. And another one is the moss screen, and yeah, the phone looks definitely beautiful. It's a complete new color, even though it is a glass, but the design is completely new and it matches the frame color, and slightly heavy, 205 gram compared to the previous X2 Pro, which was weighing the 195 gram. And you got the quad camera setup, the same 64 megapixel sensor that they were using on the previous flagship phones. And here you have the buttons, and you can take two SIM card. There is no SD card option, type C, and this is the mind-blowing stuff. We'll cover that. And there is a one single speaker here. There is one single speaker on the front. That means you got two dual speakers this time. On the front side, you get the 6.44 inches Super AMOLED display. This is the 90 Hz display, similar to like they have done on the X2 Pro. And this time you have two punch holes, and you got the dual cameras, 32 plus 8 megapixel. And you can take ultra wide selfies also, we'll see on the photos. Let's move on to the performance side. You got the Snapdragon 865, and being the flagship processor, there is no problem in terms of the usage of the phone, and application launching is really very quick. So the only thing we have to check is the 865 is really heating or not. So what I did, I just played half an hour PUBG on this phone. Only one game I played just to see, because this is the most popular game. And the initial temperature of the phone was just around 25 to 26 degrees, both on the front and the rear side. And after being playing PUBG for the half an hour, here is what I noticed. See, I don't play PUBG much, but when I tried to play with the 865, in half an hour, I remember 3 to 4 times I got little bit of glitch. It's not like the enemies were there, it was just lag on the phone. So even though you use such powerful processor, you'll feel lag, but I don't think so it is a great deal for all of them, because not everyone is doing streaming on the YouTube for the PUBG. So that's why it's okay. And after playing for half an hour and more, the device temperature didn't went too much. It just increased by 8 to 9 degrees, and every temperature that I noticed was around 35 to 36 degrees, both rear and the front. So I guess that is pretty acceptable. So there is no such problem on the heating side also. And here is the Antutu benchmark, which I ran twice or thrice. I never was able to cross the 6000K, which I don't know when company they are launching phone, they get such a big score. And here is the Geek benchmark, really crushing his scores, and overall device is very fluid. Also, now we are here, let me show you the software information. So this is the device which is coming out of the box with the Realme UI, and this is brand new simple Realme UI. You get so many features, like you get the dark mode and all the stuff. By default I have enabled it because it is AMOLED display, and this is how the new UI look, in case you haven't looked it. It's simple, it's cleaner, but still there is ads, but there are ways you can disable it, that I have already done it. And about phone section, there is no SD card, so just 128 GB storage, 8 GB and right hand security of the March. It just got 2 days back. So everything is latest here, and I hope it should get at least 2 version of Android. Now moving to the important part, the camera of this phone, or you can see the cameras. There is total 6 cameras, 4 on the rear, 2 on the front. So first one is the 64 megapixel sensor. Then next we have the 12 megapixel telephoto lens. Using that you can do a lot of zoom. I will show you snaps. Then the 8 megapixel ultra wide, and at the last you have the 2 megapixel depth sensor. Front side you got the 32 plus 8 megapixel selfies. Now speaking of the photo quality from this sensor, this is not the new sensor. We have already seen this sensor in the past, and so far I don't see any problem. Samsung sensor, they are slightly oversaturated compared to the Sony one, but I think most people will prefer the Samsung sensor because social media looks to be more striking, and everything, all the color that I have noticed, they are coming fine. They are not too much oversaturated, not too much overexposed. Colors look great, sharpness looks great, and even the since it is having an 865, the overall processing is very quick. It's just quick, it just takes photo. There is no such problem, device is not heating at all. Now there is a 12 megapixel of the telephoto lens. That means you can do 2 times optical zoom, and you can go up to 5x, then 10x, then max to 20x. Ultra wide is also good. And this time there is no dedicated macro lens. They are using the ultra wide 8 megapixel lens to take the macro, and macro shot are good. I have it measured, it should be up to 2.5 centimeter, because I was able to take very close macro shot. On the complete low light, again photos are good. And I think Realme has done some bit of change, because earlier with the Samsung sensor, when you enable the night mode or night escape, photos look kind of more canvas job, but I think it's here natural way. So maybe they have done some improvement with the Realme UI, or the sensor has been tuned little bit away. Overall, I like the low light shot. Now moving to the selfie side, so details are much, photos are, contrast is good, it's overall natural. Portrait is also good. There is a little bit of hair smoothing done on this side, so I guess this can be improved in the future with some software updates. And here you can take the ultra wide selfie. On the video side, you can do all the things that a flagship phone should do. You can film at 1080p 30 frames per second stabilized video, followed by 60 frames per second, which is again stabilized. And there is an option like you can record ultra steady mode in case you're running and jogging and you want to make a still steady video. Then ultra steady mode you can use it. And also there is a bokeh effect also. From the rear camera also you can record the bokeh video. It will be on the 1080p 30 frames per second. The same is applicable for the front camera also. There is a bokeh mode given. You can record the bokeh video with that. And moving further, you can record the 4K 30 frames per second video with this phone, but that won't be stable. And one problem I noticed, let me show you. And onto the video section, you can see there is a 4K 60 frames per second option available on the previous generation phone, but here with the 865 processor in this phone, I am not able to see 4K 60 frames per second. At the last, you can also record the slow motion on the 240 frames per second, 480 frames per second, and the 960 frames per second. I just recorded with the 480 frames per second. This is how it looks like. It looks good. Now guys, the most important part of this phone is the battery charging and the capacity. Like I mentioned, the refresh rate has been increased, so battery capacity is now 4200 compared to the older, which has the 4000 milliamp battery. Okay, and the charging capacities also has been increased. Into the box you're getting the 65 watt super dart charger, not the superbook. They changed the name, super dart. In my test, when I did the charging from the complete dead phone to the 92%, it just took around 30 minutes. So this is what I got. And if you're just doing completely, I have no idea, it just took around 50 minutes in my case. It's been slowed down at the end, but if you're charging your phone up to 92%, you can charge your phone completely in just 30 minutes, which is super great. And on the backup side, I use the phone with the always on display, the screen off mode in this one, and with the 90 Hertz enable. So I am getting roughly around between 4 to 5 hours. Sometime mostly it is less than 5 hours, because the refresh rate is more, brightness is more, and the screen off clock is already on. So I'm just varying between 4 to 5 hours. Let me just show you. Right now it is 15% battery that I'm using this phone for, mostly YouTube on the speakers and the others thing. So here's the battery. Sorry, this is the battery section, and you can see it's still 13% left, and 4 hours 30 minutes screen on time. So, and on the remaining side, you have the dual speaker which supports Dolby Atmos customization, and there is a NFC in this phone. There is no SD card, it just takes 2 SIM card. There is a nano protection. I have to see on the teardown what kind of protection has been given. So yeah guys, that's the X50 Pro. Overall it looks promising, it looks great. Now competition is really getting hard and hard. And yeah, I forgot to mention the big point, there is a 5G support in this phone too. And I don't know in the India when it is going to come. Maybe the Jio will be the first to bring the 5G by the 2020 end, or maybe by 2021 start, depending on the spectrum sale, all the thing. Everything, it works super cool. In display fingerprint sensor and face unlock, all things are fine. So that's been it guys for the Realme X50 Pro. Any questions you have, just let me know in the comment. I will try to answer it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.